Williams?
Yeah, I feel like during the summer program, they really did talk about how a lot of students feel imposter syndrome and how like you shouldn't feel imposter syndrome because you're here at Williams and whatever. But like I feel like as much as like they tell you that, I feel like you still feel it anyway. At least like in my case, like it's like how am I here with all these other like super smart people? Like it's I don't know, like it has you doubting yourself sometimes a lot and like even with like my other friends like they kind of feel the same way as well. Um but I just look past it and be like, well, I'm here, so I need to take advantage of every moment.
That happened. Do you?
Honestly, it hasn't really come from me yet. Like I'm just trying to do what I can in my classes the best way I can. And yeah, that's what I've been doing. Cause like last semester, like fall semester, it was difficult. It was really rough. I was taking two Division 3 classes, and Division 3 is like the more like math, like sciencey courses. Like one of them was psychology and another one was called oceanography. And I cause like freshman year, pretty much like my assignments were like essays and like presentations. So like it was just a lot of writing heavy things. But then with those two classes, like it was just like, exams and like studying for those exams and things like that. And I didn't really have like a whole lot of experience with I don't know, like I just felt like I had to relearn how to study in an effective way. So it was really difficult and it was looking a little shaky there, but I ended up pulling through and so something my mom always kind of gets on me about is that like I don't really look at my grade until I absolutely have to. So like I just recently looked at my transcript for last semester and I ended up getting A minuses in both of those classes. So I was like, oh, okay, it all worked out. In high school, um, well, specifically like the classes that I was taking in high school, um, it was more so like you were being talked at, and it wasn't a lot of like um engaging like academic discussions and conversations within those classes. So then like when I got here, I really struggled with speaking up in class, even with, having the monthly meetings from the cohort, I still really struggled with speaking up in class and just feeling like I was able to articulate my thoughts in a way that was gonna sound smart or, be able to sound like my fellow peers, but I ended up talking to um, one of my professors, and she was just saying like a lot of these students like they've been like in a way like trained for this, like they've gone to schools where they are exposed to these different academic environments and not everyone has that same experience. And like she's from Puerto Rico and she ended up going to Harvard and she was, telling me how like she also really struggled because like she was first generation and all that. So it's definitely been a learning curve. It's definitely been just me trying to find my footing in, some of these classes and some of these spaces that I find myself in. But I feel like overall, like, I'm learning, I'm figuring it out, and it hasn't like I'm still motivated to, do well and continue, you know, learning and everything.